Okay, so welcome back, and in this video we're going to change numbers that are in ordinary notation to scientific notation. So what we do is, again, here, there's a decimal point here. So I need to move the decimal point so that this number becomes a number that's no less than 1, but no less than 1, but less than 10. Okay, so I'm going to move it 1, 2. So I get 2.85, which is 2.85 is between 1 and 0, or 1 and 10. So now, how many place values did I move, and what direction did I move? I moved 2 places to the left. So I'm going to write this, oops. Right? So but again, I wrote it as 2.85, but again, the number has to be 285. 285 is the number. So I've got to make this equal, right? 2.85 is not equal to 285. So I need to multiply by a power of 10, right? Well, how many place values did I move? I moved 2 place values to the left. So I need to, if I was going to make this into scientific notation that represents 285, then I have to be able to move this decimal point back. Well, in order to move the decimal point back, I would have to have a positive 2. Okay? See how I did that? So I moved the decimal point to the left in order to get this factor. But now I've got to multiply by a power of 10 to make it say the same number, which means I got to move the decimal point, be able to move the decimal point back to where I started. So that means I'm going to have to multiply by 10 to the positive 2. Okay? Now, what about this one? Again, I'm going to move the decimal point, in this case to the right, until I get a number that's between 1 and 10. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So now I get 7.0. Okay? So I get 7. Now I got to multiply by a power of 10. Well, I moved the decimal point to the right 3 places. So that means my exponent has to be 3. But, again, this has to equal 0.007. So that means in order to move this decimal point back to where I started from, this has to be a negative 3. Right? So see what I did. So in the first one, part A, I moved the decimal point where? To the left. And I ended up with a positive exponent. Here, I moved the decimal point to the right, ended up with a negative exponent. Again, we want these two numbers to be equal. They have to say the same number. Okay? So, what about 9.1? Well, 9.1 is already a number between 1 and 10, 1 inclusive, right? So that means I can rewrite this as, I'm not going to have to move the decimal point. So that means to write this in scientific notation, I'm just going to add 10 to the 0. Why? Because I'm not going to move the decimal point. I'm going to move the decimal point 0 place values. Okay? And again, 10 to the 0 power is just 1, and 9.1 times 1 is just 9.1. Okay? Now what about D? 85,000. Oops. 85,000. Okay? Well, again, the decimal point is right here at the end. And so how many places do I need to move the decimal point to get a number that's between 1 and 10? So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that gives me 8.5. Now I have to add the power of 10 factor. Well, how many place values did I move? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to have 10 to the 4th. Okay? And it should be positive because if I have 8.5 and I want to represent 85,000, well, how many place values do I need to move back to? I need to move back 5 places. Or excuse me, 4 places. So I'm going to have positive 4. And then finally, the last one is 0.00074. And again, I'm going to move the decimal point, in this case to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so now my number is between 1 and 10, so 7.4. And now I'm going to add my power of 10 factor because it's got to represent the same number, right? So 7.4 times 10 to what power will equal this number? Well, I had to move it 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the right, which means I'm going to have to move it back 4 places to the left. And in order to do that, this is going to have to be -4. Okay? And that's it. That's how you do it. Make sure you practice. Have a great day.